think we have a couple of minutes ago. Sorry? So, is that clear? Can you hear clearly? That's good. Thank you. Yeah. That's good. Says loud and clear, which we want. Yeah. We wait a couple of minutes, yeah? Um, I thought we should start um, half an hour earlier, so it's because people doesn't need to come to the center. So maybe next time we can start even a bit earlier too. We will let's do the prayer. Sanje chodan choje chonamala chanchu pado dani japsu dagi jinsu jibe chonamaji dola pincher sanje dubara sho sanje chodan choje chonamala chanchu pado dani japsu dagi jinsu jibe chonamaji dola pincher sanje dubara sho sanje chodan choje chonamala chanchu pado dani japsu dagi jinso jibe chonamaji dola pinjer sanje dubara sho simje tamje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembara juji simje tamje dunga dan dunga ji ju dan dewara juji simje tamje dunga mebe dewa dan me dewara juji simje tamje nirin chadan yedan dewe danyumla nebara juji simje tamje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembara juji simje tamje dunga dan dunga ji ju dan dewara juji simje tamje dunga mebe dewa dan me dewara juji simje tamje nirin chadan yedan dewe danyumla nebara juji simje tamje dewa dan dewe ju dan dembara juji simje tamje dunga dan dunga ji ju dan dewara juji simje tamje dunga mebe dewa dan me dewara juji simje tamje nirin chadan yedan dewe danyumla nebara juji. Yeah, now as many of you know that we are not doing online talk. Usually we are not doing because the one reason is my English is limited, so I didn't want to go crazy and talk things that can't properly mention or properly explain. So therefore, I try to, keep the group here and we talk here face to face. However, now that also on the other hand, I was waiting for improving my English a little bit, but if I wait, my English got better. Probably have to wait all my life. So then I started giving teachings here and there. Then also now as this virus outbreak, we kind of have to protect our members not to contain or get the virus. Also ourselves. So in order to prevent getting involved in this problem, the best way is to stay wherever you are, and then we still can talk as the technology is so advanced nowadays. We can talk almost like face to face. So therefore, although my English is very poor and also reluctant to talk online, now I'm here to talk. So hopefully, if we don't gain anything, but we won't lose anything, anybody's life. So the last few weeks that we were talking on a particular text, but today I may not go in the middle of something. We just talk in general Dharma. I have, or we have chosen people who want to hear Buddhism. So let's see if I can speak about Buddhism. And many of you have practiced Buddhism for maybe a year and maybe a couple of years, or maybe 20 odd years, 48 odd years, and I'm sure you have seen changes in yourself and also myself as received many teachings from many different masters, from all the four um, Buddhist schools, major schools, and mainly my teachers are from Gelubo school, and I myself, I feel very fortunate that being born as a Tibetan, I learned Buddhism and managed to receive teachings from Buddhist teachers, including His Holiness Dalai Lama. And I just feel that made my life, and so happy that feel like I have already achieved my lifetime goal. However, being a Buddhist is not just enjoying yourself, satisfying ourselves. So that if one have gained benefit from the teachings, that possibly if I talk out there, people like me who are just like, let's say, mentality and everything similar to me, they may also benefit if I pass on the teachings. So not that we wanted increased the number, quantity, but the mainly to help beings that they need help, and that the help they need possibly only can provide from the Buddhist teachings. So those people do need these teachings. Therefore, I like to extend Buddhist teachings. So I always tell that Buddha never asked or taught that we go out and convince people to believe in Buddhism. However, Buddha have taught that we must help other sentient beings and mother sentient beings. To help mother sentient beings, there are many ways to help. And as individuals, we are, and some people have wealth to help out, and some people have knowledge to help out, and some people have other strategies to help out. And then when we have this talent, if we mean to give out our support, that is not right. We always be there when people need our help, whatever circumstances, whichever way we can help. We must be ready out there to support in our way, individuals' power. strength. So that's very important. And as we all know that the sufferings that we all um, experiencing, that not necessarily from externally produced. It is most of the problems, sufferings that could be, if we think properly, that could be come from inside, created from ourselves, because not because we wanted suffering, but because of lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. So therefore, many of us are ignorant to so much of the phenomena, so many phenomena. So therefore, we need to know what is causing the problems in us. If it was external problems that not because of our ignorant, but it's just because of lack of economic, lack of financial, or lack of different things, maybe it's different. However, if was lack of our understanding, our knowledge, therefore if we are suffering, then that is a huge problem, and that problem cannot be cleared or washed out by other people. So only way to solve that problem is we have to study, we have to analyze what is the problem, we have to analyze how that problem occurred, what is the cause of the problem. Then through analyzing, searching or researching, and through that we will be able to find why we are going through so much suffering. And also we know that some people suffer more than others, and probably the food, what we eat, place where we live, and relatives that we have may be similar number-wise, and also many things could be similar. However, some people feels more happier than others. Some people feels more problems or unhappy or depressed than others. So why? We need to know. So when we look into it, then we will realize that is not something from outside caused us the problems or suffering. So possibly it is because of how we perceive things, how we think about matters, how we treat these situations. Probably because of that, and we gain, sometimes people gain more happiness, sometimes people gain more suffering. It's mainly how we understand, how we treat, how we perceive, and how we handle the situation. So therefore, people need to know that ourselves have certain percentage that creating by ourselves rather than the outside world. So then we need to know how can someone change the way of perceiving, way of thinking, understanding. Then if one can change the more positive way, also understanding the phenomena, nature of phenomena, nature of ourself, probably. So in that way, we will have more knowledge who we are, what we are perceiving, how we are perceiving. Can we blame on others at all the time? Or sometimes it is some percentages on down to us, self. So we will gradually have more knowledge, and then we'll gain more talent to find a way to think different way. So this way, because of that, we talk about meditation. It's not just, when we talk about meditation, not just because you wanted to stay quietly and have a short period of peace of mind. But meditation, doing a meditation and learning meditation is something for longer term, not just when you are sitting in the meditation room quietly and then you find peace of mind. But this, when we learn the meditation and when we learn what to meditate, how to meditate, it's about beyond our meditation room. And therefore, we need to study a little deeper than what we think. Going for 1 or 2 nights to meditation classes or mindfulness classes or vipassana classes for a week or something, retreat, it will not necessarily change your whole life in a better way. So it need consistently practice and study, mainly study. And once you have studied, we have to contemplate. The contemplation, when we're doing the contemplation, it's called meditation also. So that's very important. And once we realize things, that what is positive, what is negative, negativities and positivities, then once we realize and why this would be bad for ourselves and for other people, and what is good for ourselves and for other beings, then once we realized properly, then we don't just think in our head, also we go out and we act in that way. So that is a way to help other beings, and this way would be able to help many beings, not necessarily people who would believe in Buddhism. Beyond that, there will be millions to help, would be able to help, and would need this way of helping. So therefore, like lamas like myself, not here to just promote Buddhism and increase the number of Buddhist people. It 100% is not like that way. So it is to service give our service to the sentient beings, human beings, whichever way we can support. Therefore, we are not asking people to become a Buddhist, and I have met hundreds of people, and I never ask anyone to become a Buddhist. However, I always give them some tips that would help in their life, and then probably helped many people, giving tips of some tips of teachings or teachings method, how to be a happy person, why not to harm others, why as a self not to be so selfish, and so on and so forth. And seems helped many people. However, I do also find that the way of myself expressing the methods, it doesn't not necessarily goes down very well to everybody, and I do have a failure in a few people that hoping that I would be able to help them, telling or teaching ways to be a good person. However, it was very hard to change people. We may give different methods, different teachings, obviously not because I'm so knowledgeable and so powerful, but the teachings that we learned were very powerful, and that because not some magician created these teachings, it is because the Buddha Shakyamuni himself found those teachings through his many lifetimes practicing, and the teachings are profound teachings, verifiable teachings. Therefore, when one learned these teachings and practiced these teachings and passing on these teachings, become powerful. Not the person personally, but the teaching itself. It become very useful. However, as I said, sometimes not necessarily work. So I'm not always hoping that I could help every single people I meet. I'm myself very easygoing, and as I said, never told anyone to become a Buddhist. But I share the Buddhist philosophy. Buddhist philosophy is very rich and also wide and depth. Each and individual, each and every single teachings have many stories how these teachings were taught, arised, so on and so forth. So anyway, so in order to service human beings, I myself trying to do whatever I can. And I learned a little bit Buddhism, and I'm teaching Buddhism, and I learned Buddhist philosophy, very useful, very helpful, and therefore I'm also spreading the Buddhist philosophy. I often tell people that you know, when one eating pizza, the person doesn't become a Italian. One eating noodle doesn't necessarily become a Chinese or Japanese or others. And also eating tsampa doesn't mean that person become a Tibetan. Likewise, as the Buddhist philosophy is so useful in our life, and from the beginning, middle, and end of life, at all the time, very useful, day and night, very helpful and useful, keep us calm, keep us happy, joy, and not only itself, also it can, one who have the philosophy and who practice it properly, then around the person also become a very happy person. They feel safe, feel enjoy. Therefore, learning Buddhist philosophy, practicing Buddhist philosophy, you doesn't mean become one will not become a Buddhist. So you don't need to worry. You would change your religion by just using some of the techniques or philosophy in Buddhism. So you don't need to worry. Just like eating whatever food you like, different countries' food, you doesn't become or you would not change your citizen in that country into that country. So likewise, you can use Buddhist philosophy as long as you want, as long as it helps you, you can use, and you won't be changed your religion. So in this way, it would be helped many beings without converting people into Buddhism. Yet, very useful, very helpful for the world. So in this way also, we could bring world peace more closer. So that's what I want to say. Let me drink water. And also, we know that, well, I met many people who says, "Oh, I've been practicing Buddhism for so long, but it's not helping so much." Uh, then I find I almost want to say that probably you are not practicing properly. It is true that not like we read in or well, many people have a habit to read different books, and sometimes people almost finish one book a day or some weeks. So Buddhist philosophy books not are not like love story books. You just read and enjoy, and once finished, you can easily can remember whatever was said in the books. In Buddhist philosophy books, that teachings were very deep, so not easy to just chew them, not easy to digest. So therefore, not necessarily you read so fast or so quick. If you are taking an examination, who can read fast, then you have to read fast. But here is no more like how much you understand. That's very important. And then also when we are reading the book or even listening to teachings, not necessarily just listen and read and remember the teachings. Also, we need to act. We need to do what it is said. In that way, then the teaching become active in our heart. In that way, it changes our life, our thought. If we just like a scanning in our head, but never used, then it useless. Then it doesn't help. No matter how many books you have read, forget about reading many books. Let's say you have memorized whole 110 volumes of Buddha's teachings. However, if you're not doing what have said in the book, if you're not practicing, if you're not using any of the methods, then what is the point? Having memorized all the books. So therefore, we have to think that that's why what I'm saying is, don't just blame on the Buddhist philosophy or teachings when it doesn't work for you. It might be down to you that you're not doing it properly. So you have to think, you have to look into like a mirror whether you are doing the right thing or not. Then what it said in the book, what the teacher taught you, whether you're doing right thing or not, that's very important. again, that I get many people who are asking me advices. So I give advice. If I can help, as I said, I'm happy to give. But the thing is, whatever I said, advice I gave, they never practice. They never do what I said. And then, not only that, they come back again and again, asking me the same question, same method, what to do. Then I try, one time, second time, third time, and then maybe possibly a fourth time. Then if not listening, then I have to give the time for another people who may listen to me more. And in that way, I can help someone who need. So, therefore, the main point here is not only reading and listening. It's mainly whatever you understood. You may not understand so much. However, even you understood a little bit, if you practice that, then that would change in your heart, your life. If you're not practicing, if you're not listening properly, doing it as said, then you go to teachings, India, different countries, following all the different teachers, lamas. It will not help. You may, seeing so many different sceneries and seeing different people and countries, and spending your money and increasing the air pollution, but not improving yourself. So in order to help ourselves properly, means we have to act whatever we learned, in even smallest teachings, or obvious teachings, or easy to act, put on actions, that if we do, then we will see the benefit out of it. So, and again, leveling ourselves as I'm a Buddhist, and I am Mahayana student, I am this and that. It's not important. The most important is that having compassion in our heart, and then do whatever we can in order to help other beings. We will talk why we need to help other beings, maybe next section. So, how we can help other beings, and so on and so forth, whatever we can in our daily life, not in order to show off, in order to gain some sort of fame, or in order to gain some sort of praise, then as soon as we have these sort of thoughts, poisonous thoughts in our head, then the activities that we are doing, whether you are teaching Buddhism, whether you are practicing Buddhism, whether you are giving wealth away, whether you are doing whatever you're doing that might people praising you. However, from your point of view, you lose all the merits because of your motivation was wrong. So here in Buddhism, that having pure motivation is very important. And there's no limitations how much you must do as a Buddhist, as a good human being, but there is a condition how we do things. The condition is pure motivation, pure heart, not like giving and taking. If I give this, then I gain this. If I do this, then people do this to me. If like become a business, then the time, the day, our activities, our actions, all become a drama, not dharma, which I always tell people. Then obviously, like drama, people play on the theater, in the theater, on the stage. It's drama. You just watch, and it's not real. It's not true. It may, playing something had happened in the past, but in reality, it's just playing, just acting. So likewise, we are acting as if we are Buddhist, as if we are good people, good hearted person. However, the truth is we are not really, because we have, some selfishness inside, hoping something, wishing something, not for other beings. Self, oh, I gain this, I gain that. So that will ruin all the activities. So that's very important, having the pure motivation, especially if you are Buddhist. Then to become a Buddha Dharma virtues, it is very important to have pure motivation. So probably we're gonna stop here the talking, and if anyone have a particular suggestion or request to talk on a particular subject, then you can write note down there, and then if I know, or maybe I can study a bit, then maybe I can talk in the future. So now probably we do a little bit meditation. Are you all ready for meditate? 呀，它这东西。All right. Sonamandi, Tamje Zibani, Domne Nyebe, Danama Panje, Jeva Naji, Balo Trubai, Sibe Sole, Drova, Drova, Vishu, Jambe, Bowie, Chitra, Chemba, Dan, Kundu, Sambo, De, De, Shin, De, Teda, Kunji, Chesu, Dalo, Je, Gawa, Deda, Tamje, Rodu, Tuzo, Jibe, Jawa, Tamje, Ngwa, Kala, Chudu, Ngaba, Dagi, Gewe, Zawa, Digu, Sambo, Juche, Rodu, Ngora, Je, Kanri, Rave, Gorwe, Shingamsu, Penda, Dewa, Malu, Jungen, Jenre, Zenwa, Denzin, Jazo, Ye, Shabe, Side, Badu, Denjuro, Ji, Donye, Ninje, Sondo, Jube, Lama, Chejera, Senze, Kangje, Dendrung, Chana, Bemo, Denzin, Jazo, La, Sowa, Deso, Shindu, Lundu, Sho. 파마 신제 탐제 대다 덴주르지 겐로 탐제 다도 공화다 장주 삼바 강나 수슈 대다 군지 말라만도 주로지 and his one is told to people to do some mantras. We don't rely on only mantras. However, reciting mantra, it doesn't help, doesn't harm us. So therefore, this is the mantra, Green Tara mantra. Om tare tudare ture soha, 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 om tare tudare ture soha. Thank you. Wash your hands very often, and when you are doing the greeting, do like this, hello. Then and keep distance when you are talking to people. I'm not saying that you look down to people at all, It's safe for both world. Keep distance, talk with respect, but, protect both world. And yeah. So sometimes, if even some selfish people, if they don't care other people, but they would have need to go through the problems. So therefore, even your selfish people still do what I'm, what do you call it, requesting, and they're suggesting, not suggesting, what do you call it, recommendation, recommending. Thank you. See you next time, next Monday. Bye-bye.